We back, boys. Today we're gonna open and review the other Edge of Eternities Precon called Counter Intelligence. It's not about counterspells, it's about counters, literally. Got a nice Jeskai commander deck with red, blue and white. So far I enjoyed my Precon a lot, the World Shaper one. It's not super consistent, there are some cards there that really just slow you down and do nothing else, I feel like. But I got those decks because I didn't want to argue about net decking, playing meta stuff and so on, blah blah blah, crying and whining and calling me wambulance. So I just wanted to have a deck that is pre-constructed, you can play it, nobody can judge you personally for that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upgrade those. We got a deck box, the deck obviously, and some stuff. Don't need that. Got a mini collector sample pack, baby collector. Last time we got a pretty good dragon out of it, the green one, Flemish Berkshire. Maybe it's something different. What do we get? And stone, pretty cool, nice one, huge. All that. How can you pull an endstone from that? Borderless. That's amazing. So we got two pretty cool mythics from both sample packs. I'm not sure if that's normal because I didn't go for the precons usually, but I would say that's a hit. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Got some tokens which we need, some counters. Checked some cards in the list and it's huge value engine. You can generate so many damn counters through proliferating. I'm gonna do some edits and show you, give you like an informative insight that I might not know just going through these. Alright, so pack that beauty. Let's start some separating first. Got of course the tokens, got more counters because we need it for this deck. It's so fun that we got those all. Alright, I would separate also the lands because I think Swansong big card. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. I'm not sure if the Swansong prices are tanking. Let's just see if we find more lands. Get them out of the way. Move, bitch. Okay, we got our two beautiful commanders in foil. Bear with me, guys. Alright, I think that's it. Okay, so pretty nice. We got our Inspirit Flagship Vessel. Alright, let's talk about Inspirit. This thing starts out as basically a space parking lot. You keep stationing creatures into it, stacking up charge counters like you are hoarding receipts for a tax season, and once you hit 8 counters, it evolves into a 5/5 flying Death Star. Suddenly every artifact you own becomes indestructible and gets hexproof. So instead of losing to removal, your opponents now lose to crippling depression. It's less of a commander and more of a NASA audit. In foil, pretty sick. And we got Kilo, Apogee Mind with haste. Kilo, Apogee Mind. Now this guy is the definition of unfair efficiency. Kilo has haste, so the second it hits the board, it's already tapping you for proliferate, which means every counter you had just gets compound interest and you generate profit instantly. Alright, so let's go through the deck. We got Swords to Plowshares, pretty famous card. Exile target creature, controller gains life equal to its power for 1 white, pretty strong. Can always use this card in the white deck. Tezzeret's Gambit for 4. Sorcery, can be paid with either blue or 2 life. Draw 2 cards and proliferate, big. First for knowledge, like this artwork. Free instant, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact. Arcane Signet, fan favorite, Painted Prism, For 2 we get Sunburst. This artifact enters with a charge counter on it. For each color mana spent 2 cast on it, so we can get 2. Remove a charge counter from this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. Alright, pretty nice mana rock. Can be big, I mean at least 2 red. Got Soul Ring, nothing to explain. Command Tower. Dispatch, instant for 1 white, tap target creature. Metalcraft, if you control 3 or more artifacts, exile that creature. Alright, so we can either... we cannot untap it. We could tap an enemy minion, opponent minion creature, or exile it if you got 3. Ethereum Sculpture for 2, artifact creature. Artifact spells you cost 1 less to cast. Pretty nice. Gives us a little discount on our artifacts. Experimental Augury for 2, instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Proliferate. Right, pretty cool. So Proliferate, maybe if you haven't played it yet, it's giving you the possibility to choose a player and he can get 1 counter of each on all his stuff. So proliferating is pretty big. If you have a spacecraft, if you have a counter with the mana rock, you will get everywhere 1 counter on it. So each type of a counter you get +1 of them. So also for +1, +1s and so on. So proliferating is pretty big. Drawing 1 card, proliferating, not bad. Thrumming Bird for 2. Creature flying, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, proliferate, big. Enthusiastic, Mechanaut. Got flying, artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, alright. So far this deck has a lot of reducing costs and yeah, just building is nasty board. Got Core Tapper for 2, artifact creature, put a charge counter on target artifact, sacrifice the creature, put 2 counters. Alright, big, just some counters. Ashed Oracle for 4. 0/0 though. Sunburst, this creature enters with 1/1 counter on it for each color mana spent to cast it. Remove 4. For 1, remove 4 1/1 counters from this creature, target player draws 3 cards. Alright, so we got some draw engine and we can get a decent body out of it. So yeah, mostly it's just draw engine. Ever-flowing Chalice for 0. Multi-kicker 2, you may pay additional 2 any number of times as you cast a spell. This artifact enters with a charge counter on it for each time it was kicked. Tap it for normal, each charge counter on this artifact. Alright, so we can also get this thing out and just collecting counters on it and giving us land. So normally you would do that, I think, go for land, but most of the time I think you would just move those counters and sack those counters and so on and get synergies out. Get Golem Foundry for 3, artifact. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may put a charge counter on this artifact. Remove 3 charge counters from this artifact, create a 3/3 colorless golem. Alright, not that crazy. I think that's just a waste of tokens in my opinion. 3 counters for 3/3, not that juicy. Mindless Automaton for 4, artifact creature. This creature enters with 2 1/1 counters on it. Already undeck this guy. For 1, discard a card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature, remove 2 1/1 counters from this creature, draw a card. Okay, also a draw engine, but a worse one than the other thing that we saw. Soul Guide Lantern, also known. When it enters, exile target card from a graveyard, sacrifice this artifact, exile each opponent's graveyard for 1 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card. Can help you with nasty graveyard players, someone like me. Right, got some more lands that I didn't. Oh, this looks nice. I would like to be there now. Lonely Sandbar, beautiful. Holy shit, how many lands do we have here? So we got also artifact lands. Hope those cannot be targeted by stuff like destroyed artifact. Bro, did I just pick the land pile and put it together or what? Got Patrolling Peacemaker for 3. Artifact creature, this creature enters with 2 1/1 counters on it. Whenever an opponent commits a crime, proliferate. They commit a crime if they target an opponent, anything an opponent controls, and all cards in an opponent's graveyard. To proliferate, you choose any number of permanents and a player's then and give. Awesome. Kinda love this guy. Kinda started as a meme because I'm not that used to crimes and so on, but I mean, won't take anybody long to trigger this guy at least one time. Having 2 counters and 1 proliferate, not sure. Inside Engine for free artifact. Put a charge counter on this artifact and draw a card for each counter on it. Ultras Research Craft for free. Artifact Spacecraft. Add 3 whenever you cast an artifact spell. Draw a card. Put a charge counter on the spacecraft. Depthshaker Titan. Artifact creature with 5/5. Long range sensor for free artifact. Whenever you attack a player, put a charge counter on this artifact. For 1, remove 2 charge counters from this artifact. Discover 4. Activate only a sorcery. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 4 or less. Cast it without its paying. Ooh, I like this card a lot. I mean, you can attack like 3 players, right? With it count as free, and getting counters on it through proliferating and so on. It would be awesome. And discovering playing something for free, getting stuff on the board. I mean, we have so much stuff that's pretty useful that's 4 or less, like the long range sensor. Moxhide Refinery for 2. Already seen this card. Pull artifact 2, remove X counters from an artifact or creature you control. Choose 1, activate only a sorcery. Put X charge counters on target artifact. Put X/1/1 counters on target creature. Alright, so this is our exchange buddy. Can help us get our counters moving. But paying 2, I don't like it so much. It can be, of course, pretty big. That's Solar Array, an artifact for free. Add 1 mana of any color when you next cast an artifact spell this turn. The spell gets Sunburst. If it's a creature, it enters with a 1/1 counter on it. For each color of mana spent to cast it. Otherwise, it enters with that many. Oh my god. So this is not Magic anymore. You will have to keep track of so many counters, and you will need a lot of dices just to get going, and you definitely will need all these counters here. Having the ×5 and so is also pretty nice. So I'm pretty sure my dice are not enough for this deck. Got Surge Conductor for free. Already mentioned the Swan Song. 1 blue instant classic. Counter target enchantment, instant or sorcery spell. Its controller creates a 2/2 blue bird creature token with flying. So this is actually a counter spell, but it's not about the deck is not about it. But pretty nice to have this card. Amazing card for 1 blue. Not sure if the price is tanking after all the reprints. Can't imagine, but it's a super nice card. And finally, we should have the token for the blue bird you can give your opponent. So Chaos Warp for free, instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of the library. If it's a permanent card, they put it on the battlefield, also known and famous. Can be very useful. Cloud Key for free, artifact. As this artifact enters, choose artifact, creature, enchantment, instant or sorcery spells you cast of the chosen type cost one less to cast. Okay, kind of feels like Eldrazi with all the reducing costs. Gable of the Righteous for 2, artifact equipment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a charge counter on this equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on this equipment. As long as this equipment has 4 or more counters on it, equipped creature has double strike. Equip, pay free. Or remove a counter from this equipment. Okay, so pretty nice. Can be cool, can be cool. I'm thinking that card draw is really insane in this deck because you get the stuff cheap pretty fast, so you just need more stuff to keep coming. Angel of the Runes for 7, artifact creature angel with 5/7 flying. When this creature enters exile, up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. Plane cycling. Play 2, discard a card, search your library for a plane card, put it into your hand and shuffle. So if you're not playing it for the cycle, pretty strong card, but playing 7 for it, definitely a precon banger, but not your win count or something. We have so many value engines with token generations, counter generations, proliferating, and that's not it what we want to spend our mana on. Got Fumigate for 5, destroy all creatures, you gain 1 life for each creature destroyed this way. Okay. Beautiful board wipe. If he be behind on board, might be useful. Organic Extinction for 10 fucking mana. Sorcery, improvise, your artifacts can help cast a spell. Each artifact you tap after you are done activating mana abilities pay for 1, destroy all non-artifact creatures. Okay, so this is nice because it's kinda, so we kinda can save our board most of the time, I would say. It's got resourceful defense, crazy border for free. Enchantment, whenever a permanent you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on target permanent control. So this is pretty nice, so we can recycle those counters. It's amazing. For 5, move any number of counters from target permanent you control to another target permanent you control. Alright, pretty useful, and the opponents have to deal with that. Chrome Host Sea Shark for free. I think I have seen this thing. Flying, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. Create an incubator token with X +1/+1 counters on it, and 2, transform this token, it transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact creature. Alright, so yeah, I haven't played a lot of Incubate, but I might have seen this thingy here. Cyberdrive Awakener for 6, artifact creature construct, flying, other artifact creatures you control have flying. When this creature enters, each non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature until end of turn. Okay, pretty cool. And we can reduce the cost for artifacts, so this guy can come a little bit earlier than 6, and also we have a lot of counters and mana rocks and so on. I like this guy a lot. Gives everything flying and buffs it up to 4/4 most of the times, I think. Artifacts will come. So even if they have a lot of counters and have higher stats, buffing them up to 4/4 plus the counters, pretty strong. I like this guy. Got Deep Glow's Gate, 5 mana, creature fish. When this creature enters, double the number of each kind of counter of any number of target permanents. Alright, huge. So if you have a huge big boy with 6 dice, you throw this dude in, it's kind of GG. Emery, Lurker of the Loch for free, legendary creature. Affinity for artifacts, the spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. When Emery enters, mill for cards, tap, choose target artifact card in your graveyard, you may cast that card this turn. Alright, so a little bit graveyard action, and we can get her out pretty early. Got our Captive Cannoneer. I think I've seen this guy in Foundations or something, maybe. For 6, artifact creature, 4/4, improvise, your artifact can help you cast a spell, blah blah blah. Ward 4, whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature, it can't be blocked this turn. Whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, put a 1/1, okay. So having this guy on board, providing a lot of security. Phyrexian Metamorph, beautiful card. I think I played this in the CDH deck, right? You may have this card creature enter as a copy of any artifact or creature in the battlefield except its other artifact in addition to its other. Pretty sure I have this guy. Super strong card and very, very useful. Nice reprint for this one. Pull from tomorrow. Draw X cards and discard a card. So got some card draw, very nice in this deck. Ripples of Potential for 2 instant. Got a goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh card. Proliferate, then choose any number of permanents you control that had a counter put on them this way. Those permanents face out. Okay, so we can kinda save our creatures and just face them out. after combat and so on, or even in the opponent's turn. Of course, it's an instant. Cool card, I like it. You can proliferate and phase out. Nice. Like it. We'll be ready for the next turn. Tekutal, Inquiry, Dominus, 4/4. Legendary creature, mythic actually. Let's see what this big boy can. Flying, 3/5. If you would proliferate twice instead. Alright, I see. For 1 and 2 Phyrexian, remove 3 counters from among other artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers you control. Put an indestructible counter on Tekutal. Huge. I like this guy, so yeah. This is a pretty cool card. I mean, I'm not that guy playing cards like that, but can imagine it being pretty fun. The opponents can't deal with your board, and you have a double thingy on board, like Exalted Sunborn, Warring Clags, and so on. That's just doubling stuff. Like it. Thought Monitor for 7, artifact creature with 2/2, affinity for artifacts. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Alright, flying. When this creature enters, draw 2 cards. Card draw is good, but at what cost? Universal Surveillance for X and triple blue sorcery. Improvise. Draw X cards. Okay, so another draw card. Cards like that just remind me of Sprint and Hearthstone, where you pay 7 mana and you only can have 10, so it's like 70%. And draw you a lot of cards, but kind of always finishing your turn. But I mean, in the end game you have so much cost reducing, maybe you can even get out something after spending a lot of mana for drawing. But yeah, card draw is definitely good. Chain Reaction for 4, sorcery. Chain Reaction deals X damage to each creature that exceeds the number of creatures on the battlefield. Okay, pretty cool. Nice World of Warcraft card, I like it. It's weird, kind of feels weird that it's in red, but I like it. Alibu, Ancient Witness, 3 red and white, legendary artifact creature, another mythic, 4/5. Other artifact creatures you control have haste. Beautiful, so this guy is key. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures you control attack, Alibu deals X damage to any target and use cry X, where X is the number of tapped artifacts you control. Okay, this guy is crazy good. I like him a lot. Would love to play this dude. Joyra, Weatherlight Captain for 2 blue-red. Cool lady. Whenever you cast a historic spell, draw a card. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. Okay, so this is a better way of drawing cards, I feel like, having her on board. Wake the Past, sorcery, return all artifact cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste until end of turn. What? Return all artifact cards from your graveyard. Okay, so even after a Void Wife, you can have one final blow. For 7 though, and if you have an empty board. But I like this card, pretty cool. I mean, it can give you the chance of a final blow or something instead of just being ripped. Astral Cornucopia, triple X artifact. This artifact enters with X charge counters on it. Tap, choose a color, add 1 mana of that color for each charge counter on it. Sorry guys, I just was so distracted by thinking of Vin Diesel and Feuerfrei. This artifact enters with X charge counters on it, so at least 1/1/1, 3. Tap, choose a color, add 1 mana of that color for each charge counter on this. Okay, so you can get 3 mana out of it for sure. Can do also more if you have. I'm not sure how cost reducing is working, and you know, dedicating mana to it or land. And I would be scared to death having this on board because, I mean, it will be targeted for sure. But I like the card. Crystalline Crawler for 4, artifact creature with 1/1, converge. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast. Remove a 1/1 counter from this creature, add 1 mana of any color, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay, so we got a mana rock. Not too bad. Darksteel Reactor for 4 artifact, indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on this artifact. When this artifact has 20 or more charge counters on it, you win the game. Okay, so this is a win condition that will never win you games. Because it's indestructible, but it's gonna be exiled or something else gonna happen. It's gonna be shuffled in your library, whatever. But it's a fun card, having 20 counters on it, and maybe this deck can even make it happen. Empowered Auto Generator for 4 artifact. This artifact enters tapped. Tap, put a charge counter on this artifact at X mana of any color, of any one color, where X is the number of charge counters on it. So, okay, it enters tapped, kind of slows down. Meh. But it's alright. I mean, most of the artifacts you play have like Summon and Sickness, and you can't use them. Am I talking shit? Bro, you can use them. So this is just slowing down. Meh. Hanger Bag Walker. Sorry, I just was lost for a minute. Double X artifact creature 0/0 enters with X 1/1 counters on it. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless Faptor artifact creature token with flying. For each 1/1 counter on this creature, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It feels like I have seen this card several times in this deck. Lux Artillery for 4 artifact. Whenever you cast an artifact creature spell, it gains Sunburst. It enters with a 1/1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. So this is pretty nice. I like these Sunbursts. You can activate 3 different colors for a guy and get 3 1/1 counters on it. Just having the possibility of generating counters for doing literally nothing than just tapping lands is amazing. Got Lux Cannon artifact for 4. Put a charge counter on this artifact for tapping. Orbi tap, remove 3 charge counters from this artifact, destroy target permanent. Also pretty nice. Having a card that your opponents have to deal with, or you gotta deal with them all the time. Super strong, I like it. Steel Overseer for 2 artifact creature 1/1. Tap it, put a 1/1 counter on each artifact creature you control. Not too bad, not the worst card. Would love to see more proliferating actually. Got threefold Thunderhulk for 7 artifact creature Gnome. This creature enters with 3 1/1 counters on it. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, create a number of 1/1 colorless Gnome artifact creature tokens equal to its power. Alright, this guy is crazy generating stuff. 2, sacrifice another artifact, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay, cool. Kind of fun card. And we got Titan Forge for 3 artifact. Pay 3, tap, put a charge counter on this artifact. Tap, remove 3 charge counters from this artifact, create a 9/9 colorless golem artifact creature token. So this card is actually way better than creating a 3/3 for 3 counters. But you also have to remove this artifact. So that's the bad thing, you cannot create more of those. But having a 9/9 colorless golem can be huge. We have some stuff that's giving haste. Our 2 commanders. Our haste proliferating machine. And our guy that's defending all the stuff. Can we fit the endstone in it? For 7 legendary artifact, whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card. At the beginning of your end step, your life total becomes half your starting life total, rounded up. Oh yeah, I remember this card, so nah. You don't want to mess up our life total every round just to draw 1 or 2 cards and playing 7, but actually as an artifact, maybe we could make it work. Maybe we can take a little look-see at the lands at the end if there's something. We got some indestructible lands. They feel really good. I like the print. Kind of thick. Like the planets. Evolving Wilds, always good. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Alright. Graveyard action. Exotic Orchard. Some cycling. This land gives us the possibility to proliferate. Khan's Bastion gives us either normal, pay 4, tap, proliferate. Beautiful. Proliferating is huge. Mycosynth Gardens. Add 1 normal, pay 1, tap, add 1 mana of any color, X, tap, this land becomes a copy of target non-token artifact you control with mana value X. Okay, so if this Fury can do some shenanigans, if you copy some stuff and just go ham with proliferating and doing a double-double, this card is actually cool, so glad we just take a look-see at the lands. Pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color, activate only if you control an artifact. Most of the time we will. Okay, so the rest is just lands. Take a look at the tokens. You have the bird, the gnomes, the 9/9 golem, incubating stuff. Where's the bird? Phyrexian, Thopter, and the bird. The bird. Alright, what else do we got? Let me know in the comments if you have any problems with your mates determining power levels or bracket stuff, what is broken, what's not, what should your homies play with you to not make anyone cry, what are the politics on board. For me, this is a possibility to just pull out the deck and say, hey, it's Precon, don't talk shit to me, I just bought it. And I was kind of thinking that the World Shaper deck is actually a $30 deck, so you don't expect a lot of power from this deck coming, and I already encountered people that say, nah, I'm not playing it, it has land destruction, wah. So even a 5.6 power level kind of lands you in a bracket 4 if it has land destruction and messes up with people's plans, I don't know. So that's also my point why that also makes me thinking, it also makes me think about upgrading the deck or not, because some cards in this deck are really ass and they're just doing nothing for you, just slowing you so down. Like I think it's the World Breaker or something, and you have the Waste card, the Wasteland in the World Shaper deck. Those need to go out, and you just need to put something more consistent in it to enjoy it more, is my opinion. But I might just fuck with it and keep it like that, and can say, hey yo, it's Precon, nothing upgraded, I'm not tryharding to win. But yeah, I have to play it more. Last time people are busy doing different stuff. I mean, especially my homies, I could play on spell table with randos, but I would rather enjoy play with the boys. So yeah, that's why kinda wanna use the weekend to check out the new Path of Exile patch, Path of Exile 2. If you're hyped for it, join the stream, get some IQ and some so if you are into Path of Exile 2, I think it has a lot of stuff common with Diablo 2. That's absolutely my absolute favorite game. My first game that I really played a lot on computer. The other game would be Final Fantasy X on PlayStation, and like GTA San Andreas and so, but yeah, I think Path of Exile is a pretty fun game. It's kind of also as an ARPG, you have a lot of drops and you can kind of gamble for loot. It's also the fun part of it. I think it's the most fun part for me. Same as Diablo 2, if you have a new ladder reset and you just grind the game out and you sweat a lot. I think that's my new World of Warcraft flashback kinda. I enjoy the ladder resets a lot, so forgive me if it's not TCG. I hope some other guys can still synergize with the fantasy genre, I would say. Yeah, I just want to really grind the game out on this weekend. Most of the time after those days you just need to after a few days of no living, I get enough of that. But let's see how the ladder plays out, how the patch is kind of hyped to see the sprinting and so on. So let me know about the precons. What do you think about upgrading? If you go for these decks, what did you put in? Thanks for watching. If you're still here, give it a like and subscribe so you can get my new updates and see the stream when it's up. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one. Peace.